After a week of mostly pretty cold weather conditions across the northern plains, things are returning to a little bit different weather pattern. First of all, we are looking at some spring showers, those April-May showers that tend to produce more sporadic areas of rain, less concentrated than you get with the larger storms during winter and earlier in the spring. Secondly, the really cold air has retreated. We're looking at milder weather even up into southern Canada, although in many places and in some cases it will still be near to below average. Other areas will be a little warmer than average. We'll take a look at that. And not a lot of real heat, although May and April, earlier in the spring, had definitely been advertised as holding a high potential for some hot temperatures. We're just not seeing it develop. In fact, due to that big bulge in the polar vortex during the latter part of April, what we're seeing is generally cooler weather, and that may manifest itself again during this period. Relatively warm weather has moved up into the Corn Belt as we look at the weather pattern this week. Really cold weather, though, is now confined mostly to the higher elevations of the Rockies and the Hudson Bay Northwest Territories corridor, where spring doesn't usually come for a long, long time. Alaska getting significant melting now, and also many areas of the Rockies will start to see rapidly melting snow as warmer temperatures build in. As far as the Great Plains and upper Midwest go, temperatures sort of near average. A lot of 50s and 60s in the north, 70s and 80s in the south as we go through the week, and that is really fairly typical. Looks like there will be some relatively hot temperatures, some 90s down in the southern plains, most notably in Texas and Oklahoma, but nothing really terribly unusual. As we move into the second week now, we're looking at May 9th through the 15th, still looking to stay relatively warm. It does look like there may be at least one surge of warm temperatures up into western Canada, where we're going to get some 70s and 80s up there on the high plains, but that's not really going to overspread the entire northern plains region, as the general weather pattern looks near average to slightly below average on temperatures. Dry weather out of Canada will keep things dry. Most of North Dakota, Minnesota, little to no significant moisture this week. I do see some last vestiges of snow in the higher terrain of the Rocky Mountains. Showers and thunderstorms in the southern part of the Midwest will produce some locally heavy rains, turning into showers in the northeast. Most of the west coast looks fairly dry. As we move into the second week, still looks relatively dry in the northern plains. There will be an area of showers and thunder showers in through the high plains spreading out into the Corn Belt, and it looks like Texas may get some storms, while the southwest likely remains dry over the next 2 weeks, which is typical this time of year.